Story 53, The Red Shoes. Ages ago, there was a poor orphan girl named Karen. She was taken in by a kind old woman and was given a place to stay. The old woman loved Karen like her own daughter and gave her a pair of lovely red shoes. Karen loved her red shoes and would wear them every Sunday to church. They were so bright and beautiful that everyone in the village noticed them. But Karen's love for the red shoes began to turn into an unhealthy obsession. She wanted to wear them all the time, even during the week. One day, Karen saw a fancy carriage passing by. The carriage belonged to the queen, and inside it was the prince. As Karen watched, she couldn't resist dancing around in her red shoes to catch a glimpse of the prince. Her shoes seemed to have a mind of their own, and they danced her faster and faster. Karen couldn't stop dancing, and the red shoes carried her away from the village and into the forest. She danced through the day and night, unable to rest or eat. She begged people she met along the way to help her, but the shoes forced her to keep dancing. Finally, in exhaustion, Karen came across a door in the forest. It belonged to a cruel executioner who had a sharp axe. She begged him to cut off her feet to free her from the red shoes. The executioner did as she asked, and Karen was left with wooden feet. The red shoes, now separated from her feet, continued to dance on their own, with Karen watching in sorrow. She had learned a painful lesson about the consequences of vanity and obsession. In the end, Karen asked for forgiveness and prayed for her soul. She dedicated her life to helping others and was often seen at church, praying with her wooden feet. The Red Shoes is a cautionary tale about the dangers of vanity, pride, and obsession. It serves as a reminder that material possessions and appearances should not be valued above one's own well-being and moral character. The end. Story 54, The Brave Turtle's Ocean Quest. Ages ago, in a vast and shimmering ocean, there lived a brave young turtle named Tessa. Tessa was different from the other turtles in her family. While they were content to stay close to their coral reef home, Tessa dreamed of exploring the wide and mysterious ocean. One sunny morning, as the waves gently rocked her home, Tessa made up her mind. She decided it was time to embark on a grand adventure. She said goodbye to her family and set off on her quest. The ocean was vast and full of wonders. Tessa swam past colorful fish, danced with graceful dolphins, and even exchanged friendly greetings with a wise old sea turtle. She was excited and a little scared, but her determination carried her forward. As days turned into weeks, Tessa encountered challenges. She faced fierce storms that tossed her about, and she had to be careful of the lurking sharks. But Tessa was brave and persistent, and she kept swimming. One day, while exploring a beautiful coral garden, Tessa spotted something unusual. It was a sparkling pearl hidden inside an oyster. Tessa knew it was a treasure, and she gently took the pearl without harming the oyster. She decided to keep it as a reminder of her incredible journey. Tessa's adventure led her to a vast underwater cave. Inside, she discovered a school of tiny fish trapped in a net. They pleaded for help, and without hesitation, Tessa used her strong flippers to free them. The grateful fish swam around her, creating a beautiful dance of colors. As Tessa continued her journey, she came across a group of sea turtles caught in a tangle of discarded fishing nets. Tessa knew she had to help them. With determination and patience, she worked tirelessly to set them free, one by one. The rescued turtles joined her, grateful for her bravery. Finally, after many weeks of exploration and helping her underwater friends, Tessa felt a sense of fulfillment. She realized that her true quest was not just about discovering the ocean's wonders, but also about making it a safer and happier place for all its creatures. With a heart full of joy, Tessa decided it was time to return to her coral reef home. She knew she would miss the open ocean, but she also knew she had made a positive impact on the underwater world. Tessa swam back to her family, who welcomed her with open flippers. She shared her incredible journey and the lessons she had learned about bravery, kindness, and the importance of protecting the ocean. From that day on, Tessa was known as the Brave Turtle, and her story inspired many young turtles to dream big and make a difference in the world beneath the waves. And so, in the vast and shimmering ocean, Tessa's ocean quest became a legendary tale of bravery, compassion, and the enduring beauty of the underwater world. The end. Story 55 of the Clever Fox and the Tricky Crow. Many years ago, in a peaceful forest, there lived a clever fox named Finn. Finn was known far and wide for his intelligence and quick thinking. He had a reputation for always outsmarting the other animals in the forest. One sunny morning, as Finn strolled through the forest, he spotted a crow perched high in a tree. The crow held a shiny piece of cheese in its beak. The cheese looked delicious, and Finn's mouth watered at the sight of it. "Hello, Mr. Crow," Finn said with a friendly smile. "That cheese you have there looks amazing. May I join you?" The crow, who was known for being a bit tricky, didn't want to share the cheese. "No, Mr. Fox," the crow replied. "This cheese is mine, and I won't share it with anyone." Finn knew he had to be clever to get the cheese. He thought for a moment and then said, "Mr. Crow, I heard you have the most beautiful singing voice in the forest. Is that true?" The crow couldn't resist a compliment. "Well, yes," the crow said, puffing out its chest. "I do have a lovely singing voice." Finn, pretending to be impressed, said, "I've heard so much about your singing, but I've never had the pleasure of hearing it myself. Would you sing a song for me, Mr. Crow?" "I would be honored." The crow, flattered and eager to show off its singing, opened its beak to sing. As it did, the piece of cheese fell from its beak and landed on the ground below. Quick as lightning, Finn snatched up the cheese and said, "Thank you, Mr. Crow. Your singing is truly as wonderful as they say." With that, Finn scampered away with the cheese. The crow was left in astonishment, realizing it had been tricked by the clever fox. It had lost its tasty cheese because it had been too proud. From that day on, the crow learned an important lesson about pride and boasting. And as for Finn, he enjoyed a delicious meal thanks to his clever thinking. And so, in the peaceful forest, the story of the clever fox and the tricky crow served as a reminder that intelligence and wit can often outshine pride and vanity. The end.